supposed to say shine. Not Sean, shine. Illuminate, shine. When I say illuminate, y'all supposed to say shine. Yeah. So, I'm gonna change my name later. A whole lot. I got a quarrel with some historic background, a couple of historic backgrounds, man. Putting on record the woo. Alright, so once upon a time, it's the story of in history that Earth used to be Tiamat until Nibiru smacked into it, and that's where the astral belt come from. That's, say, pieces of Tiamat. Alright? I got quarreled with that story because Earth the biggest mama, that's my biggest mom. And I mean, I ain't just accepting anything people say. Now here's the thing, this is where I'm at with it.
2 miles ahead, use the left 2 lanes
Niggas
to stay
ain't got no
on
business flying
I-64
planes.
East West Virginia Turnpike.
You hear me? I say niggas ain't got no business flying other planets. So, as a planet, you would have to have been conquered and flopped on your position or watch or whatever. Because, okay, your planet and your star is your mother and your father. Okay? Alright? Now, you ain't supposed to be flying your mama all over the place. And then running her into all kinds of stuff. You know, now,
use the left 2 lanes to stay on I-64 East West Virginia Turnpike.
Now where I'm at with it is that I can see if both planets can fly. Then we'll see, then show me the astral belt. If both planets can fly. But if one planet holding it down the way they supposed to, and the other one not, then how you get to be high ranking, old powerful and all this stuff, and you let niggas fly you around?
3 miles ahead, use the left 2 lanes to stay
hold it
on
down.
I-64 East West Virginia Turnpike.
It's a planet. And it's just being real. Courage, woo.
Use the left 2 lanes to stay on I-64 East West Virginia Turnpike.
Bottom line is, I don't fancy that story. Both of the planets can't fly.
55.3 miles ahead, use the right 2 lanes to stay on I-77 Southwest Virginia Turnpike.
You know what I'm saying? Now, on the subject of the Anunnaki being some powerful whatevers, power is just knowledge. That's all power is. It don't matter what kind of power it is. It's just knowledge. Okay? Now we had at a level that knowledge that anybody with knowledge got, then you can't claim superiority. Oh, got excuses. Okay? So it's a lot because it's a lot. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. See, a lot of people don't know what's really going on. Like, for example, white people look crazy. They look crazy. You ever talk to a white person? All right. Okay. Now, pick a white person that you talked to before. They look like they can enslave a nigga. They could whip a nigga and take them and get down the way they were getting down in history. They like they could do that. Cause I done seen and talked to some white people. Nigga, you ain't whooping. I done talked to a gang of them. Wasn't enough of them. And I ain't convinced that white people whooping niggas. But if you told me some stuff like, okay, they was possessed or what is that? Well, we're gonna say that for now. If something else was inside their body and did all that activity in niggas for some years, then that'll make more sense. Like having those projectile rifles, pistols and stuff, boats that could hold down like 100 and some niggas or whatever, however many niggas was on that boat, transport them to a whole nother landfill or whatever, landmine, or transport them to a whole nother land area, then do them like that. I ain't convinced white people got that capability. I ain't talked to a white person that had that type of ability. Like, okay, you slaving niggas? You ain't slaving no niggas. Your daddy ain't either. So at some level, those white people that put my people through that, those weren't white people. They don't even look like they got the stomach to do that type of grotesque, for lack of a better word. Beating babies out their stomach and all that stuff, nigga, y'all some monsters. So I ain't convinced. Cause I ain't talked to a white person that, hell no. You know? Hell no. So you niggas, them white people, them white niggas, had to have been taken over by another entity that could stomach the grotesque or the stuff that they put black people through. And all the way up to this day, the shit that niggas gotta take and stuff, the stuff, the horrification of stuff that goes on, that's not white people. Okay? So you didn't know that. I told you it's a whole lot. I told you. Them ain't no white people that's doing that. You know, because I talked to white people before. Walked past them and everything. Y'all ain't whooping no niggas. Y'all ain't, what? What? You gonna call the police, ain't you? Y'all ain't whooping no niggas. Not your old ass grandpa, none of that. Them white niggas was possessed. You know? And I ain't convinced y'all made that pistol or that rifle either. And put the gunpowder, flint and all that other stuff, put all those chemicals together to make the powder. You know? I ain't convinced y'all was high-techer than that. That y'all was high-techer than us in those days. So yeah, so beware of that. Okay? And wake y'all ass up on a whole bunch of these subjects. Alright, because it's just the way I said it. Power, it's just a matter of knowledge. 9. Say insight. Hey, I'll tell you what. What I'm about to say. I got to find the words to say it. Hold on. Start with take it back to power. It's just knowledge. That's it. Now, take away all these physical bodies. Forget this physical body stuff. It's full of fear. It's fragile. You smack it, faint and all that stuff, man. You can't take a smack or none of that. You know it don't like being smacked or none of that. So forget all that physical body stuff. Because you ain't doing nothing but fearing harm to it. And it get weak and all that stuff. But now, what are you without your physical body? You are energy. Okay? And as an energy, it's just a matter of how strong your energy is, how vibrant your energy is, how bright your energy is, how fast your energy vibrates, and all that stuff. When you listen to the intelligence of knowledge that's going on out there, you come to the conclusion, or I come to the conclusion, you know, okay, it's all kinds of different kind of energy. You got the gamma rays, you got the X-rays, you got the infrared, you got the theta, the delta, alpha, all that stuff. Alpha. All that stuff is just a grade level of how vibrant that energy is. Gases, all that stuff. It's a matter of how much that stuff is vibrating. Forget these bodies, man, because they ain't doing nothing but just throwing fear at it and making it look fragile, and then go, ooh, you fragile. Forget that body stuff, man. I ain't clinging to this body stuff because they use that body stuff to put you in certain positions and stuff. But as an energy, you're gonna do so much for an energy. You know what I'm saying? And you, in order to do this to an energy, you gotta be a certain energy to do a certain thing to an energy. Okay? Alright, my point is that all this stuff is a matter of vibration. A matter of how bright. I ain't talking about the body. Because when you go up to your higher dimensions and realms of intelligence and knowledge, all that stuff is high vibrating energy. You know what I'm saying? Even when you use a piece of technology, all that is a bunch of whatever chemical concoctions of vibration. The body vibrates and all that stuff. I know what I'm talking about. So if you put this chemical together with that chemical, like if you heat up some grease and then you add water, that stuff gonna vibrate. You know? And if you heat up something else, then you add this chemical, and all that stuff is energy, because energy is chemical. Like, okay, water is oxygen and hydrogen. H2O and all that, but it's chemical. It's and gases and all that stuff. It's energy. You know, and at the end of the day, it's a matter about vibrating. It ain't a matter about what you're doing and how strong your body is and all that stuff. It's a matter of where you at energetic. Point blank period in a nutshell. Where you at energetically? Now, my mama, man, you're gonna have to see me. You know? And I can only do so much. But you niggas don't want to see us come together. That scare y'all. Like when, yeah, it's a whole lot. I was gonna say like when they built that Tower of Babylon, you know, and then the words that they said to take that Tower of Babylon down. You should have heard the words that they used when they seen the people coming together. And y'all sitting there been thinking that's God that said that. Because you niggas don't know. And now everybody know the truth. But bottom line is, we gotta get it to a certain vibration, man. Alright, now.
Exceeded the speed limit. Please slow down.
Guess what? Earth, the biggest mama, gotta get to a certain vibration, a certain, say, realm or something like that in that area. So, in time, you're gonna see some changes. Say in the weather or whatever. You know, because we got some high vibrating to do. Bottom line, point blank peg. You know, and you niggas gonna have to keep up with whatever or however it go down. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. You niggas gonna have to keep up, because if I was the biggest mama, I won't slow down for nothing, man. Hold on, I gotta go through this thing with the collecting money on the street, on the road, on the highway, toll road, I had to go through that. Everybody take time green. Alright, my point is that the biggest mama got a gang of vibrating to do. A gang of speed to pick up. Alright? Niggas that can't keep up with it, aye. What happened? So you gotta get your knowledge up. Now, what they doing is, because this is a road, and what they doing is, they want to slow down because, I'm gonna tell you, remember them white niggas that wanted to enslave you? I ain't convinced they was white. I think that was just their avatar, their body. So with that information, it's safe to say that slavery is over. It's safe to say that all them white people that want to enslave all that stuff, all them, they gone. Ain't no more of them. You think they gone? You think they ain't no more of them? So, what if they not gone? What if they just not in those, or can't use no longer those white avatar bodies for that type of agenda? Is slavery over? Alright, so my point is that at a level they still here. Okay? And with that information, you mess around and still have some boogaloo to do. But see, here's the thing. We ain't them niggas from back in the day. We been reading books. And we like guns and all that stuff, but I ain't gonna get into all that. I don't fancy them guns because that ain't what we that ain't our nature. Our nature is magical. You can say, instead of using the word magical, you can use the word spiritual. Okay, but that would be our real true nature, spiritual. But if they get into our spirituality and alter that, then how we gonna be spiritual if our spirituality is altered? And then they banging and shooting off everybody that's giving away the knowledge and the truth. That's speaking the knowledge and the truth. Okay, but our nature is spirituality. It's not biblical or all that other stuff. That stuff, it's too. That stuff don't even resonate with a whole lot of niggas. You know. So, like everybody that going to church, the ones that going to church, they the ones with the tithes and all that stuff, and then you know you get the tithes back in the year or whatever. Church money and all that stuff. Those that's in on it, church staff or whatever. You know, that's just big business. You can't even go in that church and tell them, hey, what's y'all doing? You know? But my point is, what if slavery or them niggas that was upholding the agenda, what if they not gone? What if they posted up and all this stuff and got a whole nother slave agenda for your ass? You know? With that information, you would still have some boogaloo to do. You know? Alright, man, I ain't know, you know what I'm saying, where I was going with it and all that stuff. But this is what I say. Get your arts and your practice up and say, uphold and defend the biggest mama, just whatever and everything you can. Because I tell you this, like, okay, say your physical mama. Say your physical mama was in the boogaloo, okay? And you don't really want to mess with your physical mama or whatever. You know, because whatever. She kicks ass. Your physical mama kicks some ass. Okay? You should know that. Alright. Now, if she is in the midst or in the mix of a boogaloo and y'all ain't just standing there watching, looking, you know, and she mess around and get her wig snatched off and oh shit, oh hell no. Oh shit, nigga, fucked up. That's a $25 wig, nigga. Now she really mad. Or whatever. Or get your wig split or whatever. You know? Alright. So now you done pissed off. You know, whoever's boogaloo pissed off mama. Alright. Where was your ass at? Is the conversation when she finished boogalooing with that ass. When she finished boogalooing with whatever, snatch the wig off or split a wig or whatever. When she finished boogalooing with her, she ain't really finished. She gonna wanna know what was you and what was you doing. And she gonna have some more karate kicks and all kinds of extra stuff left in her. And you gotta answer that shit. Now, what I'm about to say, you gotta answer too. You gotta answer a question. Plus, you don't even know why she battling that stuff. Or she probably defending your ass. You know, but she gonna wanna know when she finished kicking that ass, where was your ass at? We talking about the mama, the biggest mama, and the physical mama, picker mama. If your mama was other, or say, you know what I'm saying, fighting pressure, or whatever. When she finished, she gonna wanna know where was you at, what was you doing, and crying and shitting on yourself. I don't think that's gonna help you. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, okay, you just shit on yourself and then she let you skate, she get your flight. I don't know, but I don't think so. Okay? So get ready for you niggas that was just sitting there watching and all that stuff, not doing nothing. Get ready to answer. What was you doing And where was you at when he snatched the wig off or whatever? You ain't pick the wig up or nothing, huh? You should have picked the wig up and hit his ass with it with anything. You ain't did shit? Hell no, that ain't gonna get it. And she gonna be full of leftover from that battle. She gonna be full of that. And then she gonna wanna see, she gonna, hey, come out. And then you gotta answer for whatever question she got. And it gotta make sense to her, or else she gonna have to do some more karate chops or whatever. Or however mama get that around, or whatever. Yeah, so beware of that too. So I would recommend, that you play a part and you fend for the biggest mama. I recommend you play some type of part. So by the time she come through with the question, you have some type of answer.
You have exceeded the speed limit. Please
don't just boo-boo on yourself, thinking you can go back to your room and whatever. Thinking everything cool. Don't just start crying and boo-boo on yourself, thinking, okay, she gonna give you a flight.
Exceeded the speed limit.
Have a good ass answer. Let me see here. These are mountains, these mountains, these vehicles get to slowing down and stuff, man. Good about it. All right. Yeah. Mountain strong, boy. The biggest mama strong. Yeah, I mean, so I ain't got no worrying to do on that subject, but I would recommend that we play some type of part in vibrating these lights, because it's a whole lot of y'all, a whole lot of us, and what are that light we supposed to be having. Now, on the subject of who we boogering on with, that's a matter of knowledge. I wouldn't call them power. I would say that they have knowledge early. They probably was born before us. So we probably would be kids to some adults. So an adult probably will have knowledge about certain things before a kid or a baby. Okay? So if we some babies and they some adults, then they might have for lack of a better word, advantage. Temporarily. Alright? Because we're not gonna stay babies. We're not gonna stay kids to these adults. We gonna grow too. And then when we turn adult, we should have that knowledge that an adult had. Okay? So when we're dealing with these advanced beings, we don't necessarily have to call them advanced. We can just call them adults on certain subjects and technologies. Okay? Technologies that we can't operate with like a kid, excuses, or a baby can't operate a stove or a vehicle. They would have to be an adult. So, yeah, in that era. Alright? So I don't know if I'm recommending to call them advanced. I just call them adults because it's just knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And what you do with it and how you handle it. Alright, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this video. Let me see what else. Yeah, and I ain't convinced white people got the stomach to just do anything to niggas. those might have been some adults. While the ones that didn't have that type of knowledge could have been some kids or some babies. But now, when we get to operating with that adult stuff, then they can't just do anything like an adult. You can't pull your belt off on an adult. Because the adult might take the belt from you. You know, now if it's a kid, you can put a belt on them, you can whip them. You know, but if it's an adult, they might say, hey, I'm grown. You can't whip me no more. I ain't none of that whooping stuff. You gotta just tell me what, you know what I'm saying, what's the time about where you come from. You don't pull your belt out. Because I'm an adult. All right, pull your belt out. Let me see something. Huh? 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 See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It's different. See? And then how that person gonna act when you take the belt out their hand? You know? Oh, look at you now. Stuff like that, man. So, when you're dealing with these advanced beings, you know what I'm saying? Your part is to get your adulteration. Grow your ass, lighten up, and then, on the subject of energy, it's negative and positive, light and darkness. That's it. Alright? Those that want to go up, they're going to lighten up with positivity themselves. Positate themselves. Man, I can use any word I want. I'm grown. Nigga, I ain't got to use what word y'all tell me, nigga. What you think I got a degree? You think I got my master's degree? Nigga, that ain't my master. Nigga, so what I need is degree for, nigga. I'm a higher degree, nigga. I say positate and that's it, nigga. What? And I come, you know what I'm talking about when I say positate. So you gotta positate yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a well, you know what I mean? Whatever. Alright, what else, man? Yeah, because all these are frequencies and energies and vibrations and all that stuff, man. And it's beyond the physical body. So the physical body is for lack of better word, say primitive. Just for lack of better word. Okay, and we gotta not clean and get out of that primitivity. How come you know what I'm talking about? If that ain't no word. We gotta get out of that and grow up out of the physical body. It might just be an eggshell or a cocoon, like one of the caterpillars turn to a butterfly. That might be what the physical body is. You just never know. You got to grow out of it, whatever. But don't let nobody put you in fear of it. You know what I'm saying? You inside your physical body, right? And then somebody go, ah! And now you in that body all scared. Who's scared? You or your body? And what you scared of? You know, back, nigga. If we go you go, nigga. Your ass back at his ass, nigga. Don't just get scared because he went, back at their ass. Alright. Alright, what else, man? Did I cover everything? Let me see, man. I don't wanna miss nothing on these subjects. I just, you know what I'm saying, where I'm at in the head with it, man, because that's the biggest mama. The biggest mama used to be tear my eye. You know what I'm saying? Then Nibiru smacked into tear my eye. But guess what? That planet ain't got no business flying. You know what I'm saying? All planets ain't walking around flying. So that planet, let them niggas get down just any kind of way. And then you're on earth stripping all the gold. Piss me off. But I'll tell you what, I can only do so much by myself. But if we unify some stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's why they want to keep us divided. You know what I mean? But it's a lot. It's more than just what I'm talking about going on. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because them the same niggas that seeded the planet, to my knowledge. But the reason why they did that is to strip the gold. Man, don't be asking for my mama, man. Because where I can put it, you're going to have to see me. We'll see. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I'm saying? You might be bigger, you might not. Nigga, I ain't saying you niggas. But so you might be bigger, you might not. But listening to the way I talk, pal, you know I'm related to the biggest mama. You know what I'm saying? And if Tiamat could fly, hold on. Multi-window closed. All right, whatever. I don't know what they're talking about. Whatever. All right. Now, if Tiamat could fly too, then let's see who Astro Belters who's. You know what I mean? You know? But she was unconquered. She ain't let her people fly her around. As a player, I don't think you're supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear no stuff about, like okay, for example, let's say you inside the demonic army, okay? And you part of the demonic army. Now, to get ranked inside that demonic army, you got to do a lot of demonics, okay? So what we talking about demonically? What we talking about? Poking a little girl? Poking an infant? Poking a little kid or something? What we talking about? Doing a whole bunch of lies? You got to do some type of demonic. So what we talking about? And then what? And then everybody supposed to bow down to you. Everybody supposed to answer and submit to you because you all this extra high rank. And how you get all that rank? From a whole bunch of lies, some type of grotesque bullshit. What you do? Killed a lot of people with a gun. What you do? How you get that rank? You ain't did nothing to honor. You know what I'm saying? So far as, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot. I don't know if y'all can hear what I'm saying. I don't know if y'all can hear where I'm coming from. But as far as being high ranking, in the negative polarity, what you do to get all that right? What you do? Did it come from being strong? Did it come from being honorable? Yeah, I mean, how you get all that right? And then niggas say, whoever the weak or whatever, got an ass to tell you, you the extra, oh, you badass. What you do to get all that badass title? What you done did? You done messed something up. Now you bad. Now everybody got ass to tell you. What you do? Knock your mama off. Now you bad. Now you all high ranking. You know? So I ain't in no rush to call these or just anybody or any creature some powerful creatures. I ain't in no rush to call them that. I say, let me get some of that knowledge or find out some of that knowledge you got, and then let's see what you got. All right, man. I'm gonna make sure I covered everything, though. All right, what else? All right, man. So my point is that we got some vibrating and some highlighting to do. If I was the Earth, planet Earth, I'll go ahead and speed up. I'll go ahead and do my thing. And then whoever catch up, that's what it is. That's my people. Because only her people is going to be able to keep up. Her kids, they're going to know better. They're going to have some type of know-how to keep up. Now, all the ones that ain't connected or in commute or whatever, they probably going to get lost or whatever. I don't know. Where was they at? I don't know where they was at. What was y'all doing? What was y'all doing? You know? And then no wonder if they get lost or whatever. But the ones that's seeking the truth and practicing and exercising the arts and what's right, like the ones, okay, look at all the people that's in the high places. They practicing arts and practices. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how they got up there in those high places, man. What is y'all doing? Y'all ain't reaching for the high place? I know what I'm talking about. We talking about shaping reality. It's a whole lot, man. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, just saying what's gonna come out my mouth. You know? But alright, I'm gonna cut it right here. Alright. Yeah! Illuminate! Yeah, we getting there.